I think that the real problem is that we have all accepted stress, severe, extreme stress, as a way of life. Because along with our desire for things and the technology that makes things, and in America, our desire to not die because we can't afford medicine, we struggle and we strive and we work so hard. I don't think people have the time to be community anymore. And being community was what held us together. Um, there have always been people in communities that were gay, and I never heard anybody say anything mean or vile about them. It was just that guy, that teacher, that whatever. Even in a small town, things that we used to accept about people are suddenly like have coalitions against. And I'm pretty disturbed at the way things are going. And I really think that we need to, as a neurolinguistic practitioner who has studied the brain and brain development, I feel that the real problem lies in education. It lies in community, or the lack thereof, and it lies in education. So while we have communities growing online, like never before, including my own, we have people not going anywhere. We're too tired. We work such long, hard hours. It's much easier to talk to people online. And I have Asperger's, so I'm really not a great in-person person anyway. I don't have a filter. It can be problematic. Ask those who know me. But I still enjoy a sense of community. And for me, that's going out and hearing music and dancing. And if you look at the way we interact now, it's no wonder that we're becoming more and more polarized. It just needs to stop. Sorry, had a little technical difficulty there. I have a new camera. It's a tracking camera, but it's not tracking right now. I don't want it to be. I thought something was screwed up though. So, denying science is mentally ill. And there's so many things like denying that gay people do exist, saying that everybody who's gay has some kind of confusion, mental illness, that they've been raised wrong or whatever. This is insanity. This is mental illness caused by polarization, caused by a lack of community, caused by us separating into all these different communities online. And I am done. I am done with right and I am done with left. I don't want to introduce myself as a Republican or a Democrat. Obviously, I vote Democratic the way the system is right now. But why can't we be the full party? This is my poster from the rally. Yeah, super detailed there, huh? But how about no right, no left? We are all people. And the full party is forward, united in light and love. So, what started as a wish and a prayer a couple years ago, and just like, I didn't really think it was going to turn into anything, and it hasn't yet. But it can. So, let's meet in the middle. Let's meet in the middle and stop being left and stop being right and stop being anything but healthy adults. Let's find the time for each other. Let's find the compassion for each other that we were taught supposedly in our churches as children. Because I grew up in this country and I grew up with the same kind of people that are here now. And everybody was much more tolerant. So we talk about, the old days of racism. xenophobia or whatever. It's like, really, we were much more tolerant back then. The only thing going on here is that somebody has convinced a large bunch of people that anybody that has a moral difference from them, that they're coming to get them, that they're bad, they're coming to get them. I mean, if Christ is too woke for American Christians, and I apologize because I know a lot of American Christians that are squarely voting, again, I hate to divide, but voting Democratic. And that's because no matter what they believe for themselves, they understand the idea that everybody's welcome to their own beliefs. My father was several things. One of them was a theologian. He was actually a minister who baptized me when I was born. And then he left the ministry, got master's degrees in ancient history and psychology, and went on to be a high school teacher and counselor. Moved us to a small town to get us away from all the city stuff. But you know what? Bad stuff happens in small towns too. As you know, I'm a childhood sexual assault survivor. And mental illness is what is wrong with society. From the fact that my assailant thought it was okay to rape adolescent and teenage girls, to, and even years later, like saying get her when I walked by, right? That's sickening. That is sickening. I do not accept the level of idiocy going on. And we calling everyone idiots. They're ignorant. They're this, that, the other. All of these things keep polarizing us. Let's accept the fact that we as a people have become mentally ill because we're tired. And everybody wants to be rich. That's why they vote for the rich people. People that haven't had haven't done the research to understand how the whole system works, and don't have the historical references to understand how many other systems have worked and didn't, and how they came apart, and how bad guys took over. If a person doesn't have that kind of understanding, back to education, back to the top, or the lack thereof, then it's so easy to just believe that if I work really hard, I can get rich too. I'm going to vote for the rich people so I can get rich. And I am here to tell you that every Democratic liberal I know wants to get rich. We're not opposed at all, self-included. Capitalism is alive and well in Progressive Town, I promise you. We just want to make sure everyone's got medicine and food and housing. They can marry who they want. They don't have to have the child of incest or a rapist. And that they can live in a planet that is being managed by scientists who know what they're talking about, not evangelical leaders who have decided that the scientists are bad. And remember, I can't remember who said it. Who said it? A woman. She said, a lot of people have said it, I suppose, but progress is always made, something like that, I'm paraphrasing. Technology always wins in the end, but not until they burn the inventors at the stake. Not until they burn the originators at the stake. So, we need to fix the mental illness in society. And it goes back to what I said this week. We need to start looking at our neighbors as neighbors. Talk to them. The gay couple, don't worry about it. If you're thinking too much, and this is the real thing I want to say also, another thing to evangelical people who are so up in arms about gay people and gay rights, and it's so unnatural, whatever, it's like, you're spending a hell of a lot of time thinking about how other people have sex. What does that say about you? Think about it for a minute. Why are you so obsessed with somebody else's sex life? Get the hell over it. Get the hell over it. And if you can't, then read your Bible or your whatever, your Quran or your Torah or whatever, the part that says you're supposed to be nice to everyone. You're supposed to be understanding to your neighbors. You're supposed to be kind. So, when we have people that can't even follow their own religion's message of kindness, when we have people who say their own religious leader, who they're like Christians, Christ, their leader, their Lord, who Christianity was named after, when we've got huge millions and millions of Christians that say his message is BS, they're mentally ill. There's a mental illness going on. So I suggest that we focus on providing mental health services everywhere, and we focus on making it clear that all we want is like the chance to not die, even if we're not rich, because we want medicine. If every other first world country has managed to figure out a society where the rich people are still plenty rich and everybody else gets medical care without a bill, why can't we? There's no reason at all except your votes. The only reason we don't have 100% medical coverage, and everyone, I don't care if you're right or left, pink or blue or purple, everyone wants medical coverage. Vote for that. Vote for the candidate who says, I don't want you to die because you're poor. Because if they're not willing to do that one thing, then it's just as good as them saying, I care only about me, I do not care about you, I do not care about yours, whatever else I'm saying. If it's such a suck it up, dog eat dog, pull yourselves up by the bootstraps world that we can't join other first world countries in providing medical care. And the thing is, we can. It's not that we can't. It's that some of you are voting against it. How? Why would you rather have huge issues about the nice gay couple's right to be married or have a family, or forcing a victim of rape or incest to have a child? Why are you focusing on these things? When if you focused on just medical care and voted that way, everything else would fall in line. Everything would be fine. You're not going to eradicate gays. You're not going to win. But you could win medical care for yourself and your family and your grandma and your grandpa. Think about it. I'm going to leave you with that today. Think about everything that could happen. Oh, and on a personal note, I have been cast in Women of Power. They're going to do a documentary on my life, my book, which is coming out soon. It's Call It Assault. The tagline changed. It used to be My Continuing Efforts to Survive Childhood Sexual Grooming and Assault. But I worked with Jack Canfield for 2 days, the week before last, and group, and Steve Harrison, publicist, who I've been utilizing programs from. He's amazing and just the greatest bunch of people. So the book is now Call It Assault, a childhood sexual survivor's story and guide to understanding and healing, to personal healing, personal and societal healing. That's it. Personal and societal healing from childhood sexual, anyway, something like that. It just changed. I just wrote it down. I have to memorize my own damn book cover again. Anyway, exciting stuff, because the documentary will be streaming on all major platforms all over the world. Now that's months and months and months and months away, because it's TV. But I got the go. I got the green light, and I posted the letter on Facebook. So, yay. The only thing about this, it's not about me. It's about Sweet Survivor. We will get homes built across this country. We will. It became my mission years ago. But more recently, when my niece called me away from her home, her kids in her home, and she could see on her porch via the ring that there was a very distressed woman taking shelter from the rain on her porch. And she looked hurt and hungry and crying. And so she called me. She called all around town. I did too. We couldn't find a single shelter in Kansas City to take one woman. So finally I was like, you have to call the police. You know, none of us are, I'm not going to take a stranger into my home either. I'm not stupid. But this woman needed to go to a shelter. So she called the police finally and asked them, you know, you're going to take her to somewhere safe, right? And they said, absolutely sure. And then she watched on her ring as the police came and kicked the woman off of her porch and sent her walking down the street. So, I find that unacceptable. And by being on this TV show, this is going to be a game changer for Sweet Survivor. And it's not there now, but in the description later, or if you go to my Facebook page, Linda K. Gifford, K-A-Y, it's $1.99 to become a monthly subscriber. I dropped it from $4.99 to $1.99 to encourage more people to participate. And it's what can keep the program going. It's what allows me to speak and to travel to all of these interviews that I've been booked for since the Publicity Summit. So thank you for that, and please sign on. I need you now more than ever. More than ever. And take care of your own mental health. Take baths. Light incense if it doesn't make you sick. I recommend Epsom salts. They're lovely. Get the eucalyptus kind if you want to feel refreshed. Pulls toxins out of your body. Take me time. I literally work in my bathtub for at least an hour, sometimes 3 hours a day, because I have my phone and my battery charger. I'm relaxed in the bathtub. It makes me happy, and there are no distractions. So do what you need to do to find a place within yourself, and then when you're in that peaceful place, think about who you don't like and why, and maybe reconsider. Maybe reconsider and just be neighborly. Maybe we can be neighborly again. Maybe we can become the full party. Maybe we can go forward, united in light and love. The first official sign of the full party. I will talk to you whenever I can fit it in tomorrow. I've got a hell of a lot going on right now. It's endorsement time. You would not believe how many major celebrities there are that are on board helping us. So, talk to you soon. What? Hello, had a little technical difficulty there, but I am going to download the rest of the live stream that did finish from TikTok, and it'll be on YouTube shortly. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to go take a walk with my husband.